You're watching the NJSIAA on News 12 Varsity Game Time. It's day 2 of the 2017 Wrestling Championships from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. Out of the hundreds of wrestlers that began when the season started back in December, we are down to the select few here in March. It is semi-final action in 14 weight classes, with these wrestlers one victory away from Sunday's final. Starting at 106, Anthony Clark, the number 6 seed, in the green at 38-2 on the season. Nick Kayla from Bergen Catholic, the 7 seed at 38-8. He's in the yellow singlet. We're 40 seconds into the opening match, and there is no score. So into the semifinals for these grapplers at 106. Won a quarterfinal match earlier today with the finals set for Sunday at 3. A 7-3 decision in the quarterfinals for Anthony Clark to advance to the semifinal bout. Kayal beat Hunter Gutierrez-Lacey 6-2 for the decision in his quarterfinal bout. Back to the center for the grapplers. No score with 43 seconds to go. First of 14 matches as we cover Mat 4 here at Boardwalk Hall. Second of 3 days of jam-packed wrestling to complete the 2017 NJSIAA wrestling season. "15 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. A couple of grapplers from proud individual programs battle to a scoreless score after 2 minutes. Escape here for Clark to take the 1-0 lead. Started in the bottom position for period number 2 and scores the match's first point. And a takedown here for Kayal to take the lead after allowing Clark to escape. 1:37 to go, second period, and the grappler from Bergen Catholic has taken the lead. Clark has already escaped once, now make it twice in this period to tie it at 2 in 106. .110 to go, second period. A takedown for Kayal. 2 escapes for Clark. And that brings us to our 2-all score with under a minute to go in the second period. The road for Anthony Clark included a win over Ryan Zimmerman in the first round. Quinn Milovchik in the second. And then Will Grader of Queen of Peace in the quarters. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Tied at 2. On the perimeter of the mat, Kayal looking for the advantage, but things will stall at the end of the second. Kayal down position, Clark on top, and a false start to begin period 3. We saw Clark escape twice in the second period as he began in the down position. Kayal got his points with a takedown. 1:35 to go. And a stalemate.
Wrestling on mat 5, 113 pound. Wrestleback, Justin Creepy, Varsity Hills, Joe Mancho of Seneca. On deck, mat number 5, 120 pound. Wrestleback.
Tied at 2. You're watching coverage of mat 4 of the semifinals. Match 3, or mat 3, I should say, also available as well on news12varsity.com and our partners at nj.com. Clark on top, trying to turn over his opponent. All of the scoring in the second period, it was scoreless after 1. Both grapplers earning a pair of points in 2. .25 seconds to go. Period 3. In the other 106-pound bout, they're going to overtime. We're 10 seconds away from doing the same. Three seconds on the clock. Kayal staying on his stomach. And to overtime we go. Starting in neutral position, 1 minute sudden victory. Kayal got the takedown in the second period. He's the only one to score points in a neutral position. He's in the yellow singlet. Representing Bergen Catholic. .25 seconds to go, first overtime period. Kayal looks for the shot. Now Clark's trying to dig in. 5 seconds to go in the first overtime period. And we'll have a flip.
Once again, officials and table workers. Till both mats in that weight class are
Choice
will not start the next
to
semifinal.
Kayal. 30 seconds on the clock. We are tied at 2 as we enter the second overtime period. Clark has control of the left ankle. He did not allow Kayal to escape in the third period, which brought us to overtime. 30 seconds gone by.
Matt wrestling on mat number 6, 113
The choice here now to Clark.
Sanchez, Queen of Peace.
Clark on the bottom for 30 seconds. He earned his 2 points via escape. He's quickly onto his feet and out. 3-2 in favor of Clark. 21 seconds to go in the overtime period. Clark has to stay on his feet.
Now wrestling on mat number 2, 113-pound wrestleback Colin Wickby-Ronta of Cherokee.
Clark,
Joseph King,
the 6th seed out of the 3rd regional.
Edison Echeverria, Kelsey, Supreme Murray of Rahway.
3 seconds to go before the freshman can move on to the final. Clark in overtime, 3-2, picking up the victory in the 106-pound semifinal. Samuel Ed Alvarez of St. Joseph Regional awaits Clark.
Now wrestling 113 pounds semifinals. On mat number 3, Eddie Petresca, Pope John and Robert Howard of Bergen Catholic. On mat number 4, Antonio Menino, Gateway Woodbury, Seth Henry of Highland Regional. On deck,
Antonio Menino of Gateway Woodbury is taking on Seth Henry. Menino of Gateway Woodbury in the dark blue singlet, while Henry is wearing the light blue. 20 seconds gone by. Menino getting 2 points and a reset with 1:38 to go in the first. Menino is a junior. 43-1 on the season and the #1 seed. Seth Henry is a senior. He is 34-5 and the #5 seed. Menino needed sudden victory to get into the semifinals, a 3-1 victory, while Henry, a 3-2 decision to edge his way to the Final Four. 1:21 to go, first period. Menino with the only scoring so far, earning himself a takedown.
Results in the 106-pound semifinals.
Midway through the first period.
St. Joe Montville wins in
Menino continues to ride on top.
over Dante Menino of Gateway Woodbury. Sudden victory #1, score 3-1.
A stall,
Anthony
or
Clark
stale rather.
of Barton wins in tiebreaker #1 over Nick Kyle of Bergen Catholic. Tiebreaker #1, score 3-2.
Out of the circle and back to the middle with 41 seconds to go. Coverage of day 2 from Boardwalk Hall. We are in match number 2 of 14 at 113 pounds. Championship coverage on Sunday, 3 p.m. Final 25 seconds of this semifinal bout.
Results in the 106-pound weight class, wrestleback round #4. Nick Schutzenhofer Christian Brothers Academy.
5 seconds to go. Menino
Number 1 over Andrew Clark of Collingswood.
couldn't increase his 2-0 lead after the early takedown. Choice to Menino. He chooses the down position.
By decision over Nick Babin of Emerson Park Ridge.
So Menino starts down with a 2-0 lead as he restraps the red band to both of his ankles.
Lacey wins by fall over Dylan Sedano.
Easy escape for Menino and a 3-0 lead.
3 minutes and 28
Commanding position for Antonio right off the bat here in the second period.
Nicholas Denora of Passaic Valley wins by decision over Will Brader from Queen of Peace. Decision 4-1.
Menino backtracked his way out of the circle. Odd moment there as he once again looks towards his feet. Seemed uncomfortable for a moment, but now engaged here with Henry. 1:20 to go, second period, and a 3-0 lead. A takedown in the first period, an escape in the second. Blood time here for Seth Henry in the second period. .104 to go, second period. Henry trying to circle, but the grapplers are out of bounds. 35 seconds to go. Second period, and Menino with a 3-0 lead, who despite his stature as the #1 seed and a 43-1 record, has seen the third period in all 3 of his bouts so far, and he's 18 seconds away from seeing it once again. No advantage, 10 seconds to go. Still no advantage with 5 on the timer. Second period concludes. Menino 3-0, the choice here to Henry. And Seth Henry is taking the down position. Caution here against Henry. He jumped too soon before the whistle. 3-0 lead for Menino. Seth Henry placed third in Region 8. Got a bit of a break in the quarterfinal when he had to take on the 13 seed instead of the 4th to get into this semifinal matchup with the top seed. 1:29 to go. Third period, 3-0 lead for Menino. On top position against Seth Henry, of Highland Regional.
Now wrestling on
Menino
mat number
working the
4,
arm.
123-pound wrestleback.
And circling with 54 seconds to go.
On deck, mat number 126-pound wrestleback. Dylan O'Connor, Bishop Farm, Father Ferrante of Bergen Catholic.
Holding on with his left leg. He has it tucked. And reaching for the hands of Henry. .29 seconds to go. And we'll reset in the middle. Menino's been playing with his headgear for a lot of this match, and now the referee stepping in to help. .20 seconds to go. Menino is the top seed. Now a quarter of a minute away from advancing to the final. 5 seconds left for Menino to ride out a 3-0 win. Antonio Menino moving on to the final. A decision victory in the quarters.
Mat number 4, Joseph Aragona, Pope John, and Chris Caban of Lodi. On deck, mat number 3, 126-pound semifinal.
120, Joseph Aragona from Pope John the 23rd and Chris Caban from Lodi.
Mat number 4, 126-pound semifinal, Nicholas Green of Hanover Park, Daniel Pursley of the Pole.
For Chris Caban, the 15 seed took down Michael Kelly from St. Peter Prep in the second round. He was the number 2 seed was Kelly, a 6-5 decision, and then a 4-2 decision in the quarterfinals over Hunter Graff, the 7 seed. And so Caban, as a 15, has a chance to advance to the final. But Joseph Aragona, the 3 seed, at 36-2 as a sophomore, standing in his way. Aragona advancing 3-2 over Lucas Ravano. Did it in the second overtime period. .30 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. Final 10 seconds of the first period. Back to the middle with 6 to go.
Cherokee wins by decision over Jozo King of Coltsneck. Decision 3.
Neither wrestler interested in engaging. And now a flip to start the second.
Of East Brunswick wins by decision over Richie Kohler of Christian
Choice
Coltsneck.
to Aragona.
Decision 10-6.
Now wrestling on mat number 5.
He chooses the bottom.
126-pound wrestleback Cody Harrison of Phillipsburg and Rise Boyster of Broadway. On deck mat number 5, 132-pound wrestleback Joey Perez of Paulsboro, Andrew Gavis of North Ironton.
Aragona try to jump too quickly.
Continued results in the 113-pound weight class.
And now
Wrestleback
the
round
caution given to Caban
Joe Manchio Seneca wins
of
by
Lodi.
decision over Justin Garifi of Varsity.
Easily one of the biggest stories so far of the event here at Boardwalk Hall. Aragona escapes. Nearly had the takedown, but deemed to be out. So just a 1-point lead for Aragona as he escaped. Now back to neutral in the middle. No points were scored in the first period. And neither wrestler really had much of an advantage in that process. Coverage of mat 4. That's what you're watching. We also have live coverage of mat 3 as these mats of the semifinals alternating the top and bottom portion of the bracket. Aragona could not complete the takedown. There he does. A 3-0 lead for Aragona. All points scored in this second period. Caban holding on. And now they're out. 3-1 is the score. Caban picking up a point here for the escape. 30 seconds to go, second period.
Now wrestling on mat 6, 126-pound wrestleback Justin Grizz of Highland Regional, Alec Gleason of East Brunswick. On deck mat 6, 132-pound wrestleback Ray Wetzel, Queen of Peace, Anthony Gross, Camden Catholic.
Final seconds off the second period. On to the third. Caban with the choice. He'll take down.
Coach's Corner is the
Blood time
exclusive provider of the
for Aragona, who has the 3-1 lead, entering the third.
individual state championships. System. With this support, New Jersey High School Wrestling has become a national leader in providing real-time results for regular and postseason competitions.
Back underway, start of the third period. 3-1 for Aragona as Caban of Lodi tries to escape after choosing the bottom position.
Which are available with today's championship design.
Aragona lets Caban go after Chris got to his feet. So just a difference of 1 point here in the third.
United States Marines are the official military partner of the NJSIAA. The American Dairy Association Northeast chocolate milk is
1:20 to go. Aragona scored all 3 of his points in the second. Grabs a hold of that right leg. Still no advantage yet. There's the takedown. Caban made a risky move and nearly got caught on his back. 5-2 in favor of Aragona. 52 seconds to go. And now it's Caban that needs injury time.
Boys and girls. That number is the most of any state association in the United States. Studies have indicated
50 seconds to go. After the takedown, Caban on the bottom position.
encourage your child to get involved in high school athletics.
5-2 lead for Aragona. Caban taking a chance and leaving himself vulnerable.
Senior wrestlers and parents of seniors. The New Jersey
30 seconds to go.
Association is continuing their scholarship program for the 19th year. There will be 2 $1,000 scholarships.
15 seconds to go. Aragona still maintaining control.
The history of New Jersey wrestling table located at the top of the
Joseph Aragona of Pope John the 23rd is moving on to Sunday's championship bout in 1:20. 5-2 the final here at Boardwalk Hall. More matches after this on News 12 Varsity.
Guys, take your seats now. Gotta go. Right now. Gotta move.
Kyle Sledornum Howell. Mat number 4, Nicholas Ramo of Hanover Park, Daniel Pursley of DePaul. On deck,
Nicholas Ramo of Hanover Park advanced to the quarterfinals with a 14-4 major decision in the quarterfinals to get to the semifinals. As we welcome you back to Boardwalk Hall. Semifinal Saturday, 120-pound weight class. The opponent is Daniel Pursley of DePaul.
126-pound wrestlebacks, Dylan O'Connor, Bishop Bar, Carmen Ferrante of Bergen Catholic. On deck, mat number 1, 132-pound wrestleback, Jordan Robinson of Garfield, PJ Gunn of Parsippany.
Pursley in the gray, Ramo of Hanover Park in the black. Ramo, the number 1 seed at 38-1.
On deck, mat number 5, 138-pound wrestleback, Trace Kinner of Kingsway, Joe Sanko of South Plainfield.
results in the 120-pound semifinal.
49 seconds to go, first period, no score.
Wins by 10 fall over Joe Heilman of South Plainfield. Technical fall, 5 minutes, 31 seconds. Score, 15-0. Joseph Aragona, Pope John the 22nd, wins by decision over
Ramo in the black singlet,
of
a
Lodi.
runner-up last year
5-0.
as a 9th grader in 120. In position again to reach the finals if he could just get by Daniel Pursley of DePaul. Still no advantage. A lot of action in the final 15 seconds of the first. Looking for our first points. 2 seconds to go. First period over. Choice to Ramo. Parsley, the 5 seed. Ramo on his feet and now out. Back to neutral and taking a 1-0 lead. Grapplers straddling the outside circle and now back to the middle, 30 seconds gone by. .125 to go. Second period after a scoreless first.
Results in the 120-pound weight class. Wrestle back round 4. Michael Kelly, St. Peter's Prep, wins by decision over Mark Sleeper of East Brunswick. Decision 4-1.
52 seconds to go and back to the middle. Opportunity to wrestle for the 126-pound championship on the line. Ramo with a pin, followed by a technical fall. Followed by a major decision. And as you would expect, as he's progressed through this tournament, it's become more difficult to move on to the next round. Ramo adds 2 more with a takedown of Persley. Couple of seconds to go in the second period. And now on to the third with Ramo leading 3-0. Persley is yet to score. Trails by 3. He'll start the third in the bottom position. Point for the escape. Ramo add 2 more. Now he's looking for the pin. Already up 5-1. Has Persley in a compromising spot. The grappler from DePaul arching his back, but not before surrendering 3 back points, but then getting the escape back to neutral. A commanding 8-2 lead for Ramo, who added 3 near fall points after the takedown.
Now wrestling on mat 200.
25 seconds to go.
On deck, mat number 238-pound wrestle back. Rob Dinger, middle section. Nellen and Travis Lane of Woodstown.
2 more for Ramo. 8 seconds left. Ramo keeping his feet in and coming away with the 10-2 victory. Nicholas Ramo, the top seed, is on to Sunday's championship in 126.
Now wrestling 132 pounds semifinals. Mat number 3, Giovanni Pione, Quick Memorial John Berger of New Milford. Mat number 4, Robert Garcia of Pope John, Quinn Kinner of Kingsway.
Robert Garcia of Pope John and Quinn Kinner of Kingsway wrestling here in one of the 132-pound semifinals. Big lift there for Garcia. Still no advantage after this scramble. After all of that, no points on the board. Garcia appeared close, the number 3 seed as a sophomore, 37-6. Kinner, the 2 seed, 43-2. Pace is slowed. 45 seconds to go. .30 seconds to go in a scoreless first period. Down to 15 seconds. Choice to Kinner, trailing 1-0 as a late point in that period put on the board for Garcia. Two for the takedown. Kinner got it. And the scoreboard for Garcia reflecting back to 0. So a 2-0 lead for Kinner here in the second period. It appears that an erroneous point was added for Garcia. And it came with under 10 seconds to go in that first period. It was put up without explanation and now taken off the same way. So 1:30 to go, second period. Again, Kinner with that takedown. Or the reversal, rather, I beg your pardon. Leading to nothing.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, 132-pound wrestleback, Jordan Robinson, Garfield, PJ Ghana, Persephone. On deck,
Kinner's on his back.
38-pound wrestleback,
Garcia trying to gain leverage. He's got 2 for the reversal. So he changed his fortunes to tie it up, and now trying to roll Kinner on his back is Garcia from Pope John. Pope John. Garcia close to potentially earning back points, but instead Kinner cradles, gets back towards his knees, and now it's Garcia driving into the back of the grappler from Kingsway. 23 seconds to go in the second period. The referee calling for time as the headgear for Kinner was dislodged. An escape for Kinner. He takes the 3-2 lead, getting back to a neutral position at the end of the second period. So Kinner, the 2 seed, in control 3-2. All 5 points scored during that second period. 132-pound bout. Semifinals. Two additional back points added in the favor of Kinner. He's opened up a 5-2 lead. 1:24 to go in the third. The official again stopping action for a reset in the middle. Garcia trying to flip himself away, but Kinner holding on. Garcia's points in this contest as he trails 5-2 came from a reversal. Better defense here by Kinner with under a minute to go in the third period. .20 seconds to go. A matchup of the 2 and 3 seeds. If Kinner is to hold on, this would have been the expected result. Garcia fighting in the final 10. Tilting Kinner over, but Kinner still holding on with 3 seconds to go, and a 5-2 victory secured for the junior from Kingsway. Moving on to Sunday's 132-pound final. 5-2 decision over Robert Garcia. Gerard Angelo of Bergen Catholic in the yellow. Robert Cleary of Bound Brook.
Now wrestling on mat number 2, 138 pound, wrestleback. Bob Dinger, Middlesex, Vanillin, and Travis Layton of Woodstown. On deck,
Angelo, top seed,
Andrew Solomon, Gateway Woodbury.
32-3 as a 12th grader, taking a 2-1 lead after Cleary escapes. Cleary, a 12th grader from Bound Brook, 40-3 on the year, is the 5 seed in this semifinal bout. Angelo began his wrestling career at Hanover Park, then part of a state championship team with Bergen Catholic. Angelo spending the last 2 years with the Crusaders. He's taken a 4-1 lead with 50 seconds to go. And the grapplers are out.
Are
20 seconds to go.
they with you guys?
4-2 for Angelo. Wrestlers back to the middle with 5 seconds to go. Choice to Cleary. For to Angelo to begin the second period. Angelo on the bottom. Grabbing the right leg. And the reversal for 2 more. It's a 6-2 lead for the top seed. Defeated just 3 times this year. Winning the Regional 2 bracket. Angelo is a freshman, won a state title. Last year in 120, came in 3rd. And now in the lead with 1:30 to go in the second period to get back to the final. Now in 1:38 as a junior. So we wrestle on mat 4 as Jake Benner of Ocean Township recording a first period pin to our left on mat 3. And want to remind you, as these mats flip-flop the side of the bracket, stalemate, that we also have live coverage of mat 3 on News 12 Varsity as well. And if you're watching from a computer, my advice, split the screen. 40 seconds to go. Cleary, another escape, is to within 3. 6-3 is the lead for Angelo. 8 seconds left on the second period clock. Blood time for Angelo.
Wrestlers. If you lost in the semifinals, you do not wrestle again this evening. We'll wrestle tomorrow. Once again, if you lost in the semifinals, you do not wrestle again this evening. We'll wrestle tomorrow.
Final 3 seconds of the second period after the blood time for Angelo. On to the third. The choice here for Cleary, he chooses down. Already with 3 escapes today to account for all of his points.
Display as you come off the escalator upon your entrance to the convention center. They have available today's program and updated brackets, as well as 4 volumes of the history of New Jersey wrestling from 1934 to 2015 in hard copies and DVDs. The booking
More blood time for Angelo. Up 6-4, allowing the 4th escape for Cleary of Boundbrook of this match.
history of the school. Please note the committee is still looking for new members to continue its mission to promote and preserve the sport.
6-4. Angelo again needed blood time as he was cleaned up here in the third period. 6-4 the lead. Angelo the top seed, trying to get back to the state
Now wrestling on mat 138-pound wrestle back.
final
Summit Evansville
after he missed out as a sophomore.
152-pound wrestle back Dylan Taylor.
8-4 the lead now. A quick look at by the athletic trainer with 1:18 to go as Angelo completes his 3rd takedown of the match. And then Cleary gets up to his feet to close once again to within 3. 68 seconds to go, third period. Day 2 of 3 from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City.
Results in the 132-pound weight class.
These grapplers in the semifinals.
Round 4.
One earlier today in the quarters. They want to advance to tomorrow's championship rounds. We'll have live coverage of that, 3 p.m. on News 12 Varsity. 40 seconds to go.
Queen of Peace wins by decision over Anthony Croce of Candy Catholic. Decision 6-1.
Cleary keeps trading 2 for 1. It's certainly in Angelo's favor.
Number 1 over Russell Benson of Raritan. Sudden victory number 1, scored 3.
Angelo had a 6-4 lead
DJ Gomes
entering the period.
wins in tiebreaker number 1 over Jordan Robinson of
And now blood time for Cleary, as this match has been plagued by that. Because mat 3 ended so quickly with a pin, and our match on 4 has advanced to the third period with multiple stoppages. Those grapplers at 1:45 waiting around as the semifinals will not continue until both weight classes are ready to go. So 22 seconds left. Cleary needs to take a shot. He quickly sprints back to the middle, needing to be the aggressor. Gerard Angelo needed a sudden victory win to advance to the semifinals. And he's 3 seconds away from an 8-5 decision to get to the championship. 1 point at the end for a stall. Angelo, 8-6 decision victory to get to Sunday. Angelo will vie for the 138-pound championship. We continue at 145 after this.
The love, yeah, it's in our souls. The passion, it's in the cheers. And in that pivotal moment, we live and die with every pass, block, steal, and game-winning dunk. And we wouldn't want it any other way. Don't miss a minute. Download the News 12 Varsity app today.
On deck, the 152 pounds. Semifinal.
Welcome back to Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City.
On deck, mat number 4.
Nicholas Santos of St. Peter's Prep in the maroon and black. And Ricky Kebenellis of DePaul is in the gray. Kebenellis, a 10th grader from DePaul, the 2 seed. Santos, the 3 seed from St. Peter's Prep in his senior year. 30 seconds to go, or into the first period, I should say.
Now wrestling on mat number 5, 145-pound wrestleback. Evan Fisler, Varsity Township. Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg. On deck, mat number
Still
5,
no advantage. Santos after the leg of Kebenellis.
Tyler of Hasbrook Heights.
20 seconds to go, scoreless first period. Back to neutral with 5 seconds to go. Santos coming off of a 6th place finish in 138 last season.
Wrestling on mat 2, 152-pound contest.
Santos gets the choice.
Ronnie Guida, Manalvin. Dominic Lano of Montville. On deck, mat number 2.
Choosing the bottom position.
Consolation. Nicholas Capone.
Santos edging Brian Meyer of Phillipsburg to get to the semifinal rounds. As for Kebenellis, a 4-1 defeat of Garrett Beam of Queen of Peace. .135 to go, second period. Back to the middle of the ring. Referee calling for time. And blood time here for Santos. .125. Kevin Ellis trying to lift up Santos, who began this period on the bottom. .116 left in the second. Santos quickly to his stomach after he was vulnerable. 60 seconds to go. Still scoreless in this second period. Kevin Ellis of DePaul doing a nice job riding out Santos here. Final 15 seconds before the third, and the choice for Kevin Ellis, the 2 seed from DePaul. Clock stops with 12 seconds to go. Santos close. 2 seconds to go. Could not fully escape and earn the point. So we go to the third period, still scoreless. Kevin Ellis decides to go bottom. Santos couldn't escape in the second, and now it's up to Kevin Ellis to get away from the down position here in the third, as we're scoreless. 145-pound semifinal. Kevin Ellis is out. He takes a 1-0 lead. Quickly got to his feet after the restart. Santos, a moment on his back. Now Kevin Ellis looking for more. Reaching for that right leg. Now the left. And they're out. Santos saving himself. Santos immediately sensing that something was wrong. Quickly made a signal to the referee to stop and pause the match. Injury time here for Santos. Santos cleared. We can continue with 44 seconds to go. Cabanillas, 3-0. Santos trying to inch his way out of the grasp of Cabanillas, but cannot. 37 seconds to go. Down to 22 seconds remaining in this third period. Seventh of 14 bouts. 10 seconds to go. The number 2 seed, Ricky Cabanillas. A 3-0 victory to move on to Sunday's final.
Mat number 5, 160 pound, wrestleback, Jake Maxwell, Una, Matthew.
Stefan Glasgow of Bound Brook, defending state champ at 152 in the peach singlet, while Robert Kennard from Wall in the red. Glasgow at 37-1 as a 12th grader has committed to Rutgers.
Results in the 145.
While Kennard from Wall is a 10th grader at 42-1. He's the number 4 seed.
Of Toms River South. Decision 8-4. Nicholas O'Connor
We're up to 152.
wins by major decision.
This is mat 4. On mat 3, Shane Griffith of Bergen Catholic is wrestling. Michael O'Malley of Hasbrook Heights.
Gateway Woodbury.
And if Griffith and Glasgow were to win, those two have combined for 3 state titles.
Ryan Meyer of Phillipsburg wins by decision over Evan Fissler of Washington Township.
No score with 44 seconds to go. Kennard grabbing for the leg. Glasgow counters. Potentially dangerous. Back to the middle with 26 seconds to go. Glasgow with a pair of falls and a major decision to reach this semifinal. A technical fall, a major decision, and a decision for Kennard in succession to set up this match with the number 1 seed. Kennard with the takedown. A 2-0 start for the 10th grader from Wall. And those 2 points resonating throughout Boardwalk Hall. 6 different mats going on at the same time. But certainly a lot of eyes on the defending state champ wrestling on mat 4 against Kennard. Glasgow escapes, earns himself a point before the end of the first period. Kennard with choice, chooses bottom. The top seed has hardly been challenged to this point, breezing through the first 3 rounds. Kennard to his feet, 3-1. Work rate for Glasgow. Dragging Kennard back into the middle. Kennard trying to skip his way through. Glasgow gets the takedown. Kept his feet in to tie it at 3. Glasgow in the country in 152, ranked 6th. Both Griffith and O'Malley wrestling on mat 3, nationally ranked as well. Kennard almost had a takedown. He's taken a 4-3 lead after the escape. What a showing so far for the sophomore, taking on a defending state champ in this weight class. Stefan Glasgow out of Bound Brook, driving hard on the shot with 45 seconds to go in the second. Once again, Kennard trying to escape his way out of the circle. Glasgow takes the 2-point lead as he gets the takedown and the advantage here in the second. 10 seconds to go as the grapplers spin out of bounds. It was 2-1 Kennard at the end of one. Took a 3-1 lead. Glasgow tied it up at 3. Then it was 4-3 Kennard. And now 5-4 Glasgow with just seconds to go here in the second period. And that is how we will enter the third. Stefan Glasgow chooses bottom. Just one loss on the year for the senior from Bound Brook. Kennard nearly caught on his back. Glasgow just overpowering the opposition, but Kennard quickly to his stomach. Two points added to the total of Glasgow. He allows Kennard to his feet. And now back to the center with 90 seconds to go. Glasgow up 7-5. Kennard on the ankle. Defended by Glasgow. Leading by just 2 in the final minute. Stalemate with 59 seconds to go. Back to the middle. Glasgow throws a piece of padding to the area where his coaches are sitting. Three-quarters of a minute to go. Kennard had a lead after the first period. A lot of action in the second. A combined 3 points scored here in the third. .20 to go. 2 more points for Glasgow on the takedown. Comfortably ahead, 9-5. Awarded the final 2 points here in the third. And now with just 5 seconds to go, after an early scare, Stefan Glasgow will have the opportunity to defend his title in 152. 9-5 the final. Glasgow takes down Kennard.
Out wrestling, 160-pound semifinals. Mat 3, Makai Lewis of Boundbrook, Michael Medina of Piscataway. Mat number 4, Christopher Boca of Bergen Catholic, Kyle Cochran of Paramus. On deck, 170-pound semifinals. Mark of Woodridge, Bill James of Elsie. On deck, Mat 4.
160-pound semifinal.
130 of St. Paul.
Christopher Fossa of Bergen Catholic is into the Final Four.
Now wrestling on mat number 6.
He's the number 6 seed, now at 37-6 as a sophomore, and he's taking on Kyle Cochran of Paramus, defending 160-pound champ. A commit to Maryland, ranked 5th in the nation at this weight class. And the legendary defeat of Kyle Beerdumpfel last year in the 160-pound final. Cochran in his final season wrestling for Paramus is 42-1, and on mat 3, Makai Lewis undefeated out of Boundbrook, also a defending state champ. Coverage of mat 3 also available on News 12 Varsity. Minute 15 gone by, first period, no score. Match 9.
Wrestlers, coaches, and fans, tomorrow. Weigh-in check will be 8 a.m. Weigh-ins, 8:30 a.m. The doors will open at 9 a.m. and wrestling will begin at 10 a.m.
Cochran got flipped. He picks up 2 points. Fossa trying to get away, cannot. It's a 2-0 lead for Cochran.
Stefan Glasgow wins by decision over Robert Kennard of Wall. Decision 9-5. Shane Rippon, Bergen Catholic, wins the ultimate tiebreaker over Michael O'Malley of Hasbrook Heights. Ultimate tiebreaker 2-1.
It appeared that Fossa deferred. Cochran choosing the bottom position. Cochran escapes. He leads 3-0.
Now wrestling on mat 5, 170-pound wrestlebacks. Vince Cassine of Cranford, J.J. Cornez, Queen of Peace.
Cochran holding on to the right ankle.
Mat number 5,
He leads 3-0 early in the second period.
Coach's Valley, Tom Anderson, Middletown North, on deck mat 5.
Results in the 152-pound weight class, wrestleback round 4. Dylan Taylor, St. Augustine Prep, wins by major decision over Jeremy
Fosa with the reversal. It's a pull to within one momentarily, and then Cochran escapes for the 4-2 lead. Four 2, second period. 50 seconds to go. The defending champ in 160 with the lead. Cochran nearly caught. Out of bounds. Senior from Paramus. A sophomore from Bergen Catholic in the red singlet. Cochran takes a shot. Had a grip of both legs momentarily. No advantage yet as Cochran has the 4-2 lead. Stalemate. Second period comes to the conclusion. Decision here for Fosa. He chooses bottom. 4-2 lead Cochran. Fosa escapes, pulls to within one. Cochran with a technical fall, a forfeit win, and a major decision. Much tighter here in the semis, but earning 2 for the takedown, expanding his lead to 6-3. Creating some separation with 1:15 remaining in the third. With the hopes of defending his title in 160. .60 seconds left. Cochran has control of Fosa. Cochran throws down Fosa to the mat. 3/4 of a minute to go.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, 182-pound wrestler back, Sean Aston, JFKI. Bruce O'Neill semifinals. On deck mat 182 pounds. Michael Lick. Symphony of Light, Iron Ice, under the Central.
Yeah. 37 seconds to go. Cochran still controlling. Has the body of Fosa. Mackay Lewis has moved on. He gets the 16-4 result on mat 3. Mat 4 is coming down to the final 28 seconds. Cochran attacks. 15 seconds to go. Fosa earning another point for the escape. He's to within 2. He goes for the single leg. Trying to gain leverage with 5 seconds to go. Cochran playing defense. And Kyle Cochran is moving on to the 160-pound final with a chance to defend his title Sunday at 3. 6-4, the decision to the Paramus senior. More from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City next on News 12 Varsity.
Who will rise higher, dunk harder, and go farther? The playoffs are here. Tune to News 12 Varsity all postseason long.
Welcome back to Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, New Jersey. Coverage of the NJSIAA Individual Wrestling Semifinals. Aiden Monteverde of Seton Hall Prep in the blue, and Dominic Mandarino, the top seed from Don Bosco Prep, in the burgundy and black. Scoreless here in the first period. Mandarino 26-1 as a senior. He's the top seed. Aiden Monteverde, 12th grader from Seton Hall Prep, 42-1. Midway through the first period, still no score.
Wins by major decision over Michael McGee of Piscataway. Major decision, 16-4. Kyle Cochran, Paramus, wins by decision over Christopher Boga of Bergen Catholic. Decision, 6-4.
Mandarino earns the takedown. Mandarino now going in for the pin. Monteverde getting back to his stomach, but surrendered 2 near fall points. 4-0 for the top seed. Closing in on the end of the first period, now with 8 seconds left. Blood time here for Mandarino. Monteverde trying to leapfrog his way out. Choice to Mandarino. He chooses down. He leads 4-0 after 1.
Continued results in the 160-pound weight class wrestleback round 4. Andrew Myers, Tom's River East, wins by decision over
Mandarino is out. 5-0 lead.
decision, 8-1.
Monteverde close to the takedown. For all the talk in New Jersey and really around the tri-state of public versus non-public, just two individuals here wrestling without all the other politics. 5-0 in favor of Mandarino. Could you back me up there? You like that? That's how they said it in the building. "25 seconds to go. Second period. Mandarino entered the second with a 4-0 lead. Chose bottom and escaped. Back to the middle. Choice to Monteverde, and he immediately goes to the down position. He escapes for his first point. Mandarino, the top seed, 133 away from advancing to Sunday's final.
That wrestling mat, 182 pounds, wrestle mat, Michael. Varsity, Michael Ionize. Michael Central, on deck, mat number 1, 220 pound wrestle mat. Sean O'Malley, Hatton Kites.
1:15 to go as the grapplers twirl over the line. 1:10 to go, third period. Dominic Mandarino in control. Mandarino almost had it. Mandarino keeping his feet in until it was called out with 32 seconds to go. Eleven seconds to go, 5-1, Dominic Mandarino. Third place in 152 last year. He's on the verge of making it one step further with a chance to take home the 170-pound title. 7-1 the final score. Mandarino, the top seed, is on to Sunday.
George Walton of Bound. On deck,
182. Dominic Minero of Queen of Peace. He is the 3 seed after a 7th place finish in 182 last season. Has a chance for a top 4 finish. And George Walton of Bound Brook, the number 2 seed. He's a senior at 40-2 on the year. He placed 4th in 170 a year ago.
Results in the 170-pound weight class semifinals. Dominic Mandarino of Donnie Bosco wins by decision over Aiden Monteverde of Seton Hall.
40 seconds deep, first period.
7-1. Bill Janzer Delsey wins in sudden victory number 1 over Ryan McLaughlin of Woodbridge. Sudden victory number 1.
Midway through the first, Walton earns the takedown. Grabbed at the leg and earned 2 points. Right along the edge of the circle. And out.
Results in the 170-pound weight class. Wrestleback round 4.
Minero escapes, cuts the deficit in half. 30 seconds to go, first period.
Decision 4-0. Jaquan McPherson, Pensgrove wins by fall over Marco Zaida, West Morris Central. Time of fall 1 minute and 16 seconds.
Final 5 seconds,
Joey
first period.
Morris Hills wins by
A
decision.
takedown for Walton, an escape for Minero.
Decision 11-6. Cole Respane
Choice to Walton.
wins by decision over Nicholas Tarakapi of St. John Vianney.
He chooses down.
3-2.
now wrestling on mat number 295-pound wrestleback, Nick Faber, Neptune, Brian Benito Morales. On deck,
George Walton
220 pounds. Wrestleback,
up to one leg, leading 2-1, and let go right along the edge. He leads 3-1.
now wrestling at number 6, 220-pound wrestleback, Farhan Khan of Barrett, Joseph Zarico of Paul. On deck mat 6, 220-pound wrestleback, Jack Lloyd, Bridgeport Raritan, Robert Louise of Phillipsburg.
Midway through the second period. .20 seconds to go. Minero almost had the takedown and a tie match. Walton fights out of the grip and avoids giving up 2 points. Second period over. Monero nearly tied it up. Instead, he still trails 3-1 as we enter the third period. Walton cuts him loose. 3-2. Walton nearly gave up a takedown, had no interest in riding out Monero. A matchup of the 2-seed Walton and Monero, the 3-seed. Chalk on the bottom part of the bracket and far from it on the top. Either the 5-seed or the 9-seed await the winner of this bout. 3-2 Walton, 1:15 to go. Third period. Monero earns the 2. And then the reversal. Monero took the 4-3 lead and then quickly falls behind 5-4. And now back to the center with 37 seconds to go. Walton can't cut him loose here as the difference is just 1. Can Walton ride him out? Doesn't want to. Tied at 5. 20 seconds to go in the third. 15 seconds to go. Monero got the last takedown. Neither grappler too interested in having this end here in the third. Both 182-pound bouts are going to overtime. 1 minute sudden victory. Tied at 5. Walton in the peach, Monero in the white singlet. "29 more seconds of sudden victory. Monero takes a shot. Walton retreating, and they're out with 13 seconds to go. Just like the end of the third period, neither wrestler wanting to make a mistake when the next point would win. So now 30 seconds, top and bottom choice. First option given to Walton. He defers. Monero chooses down. in which he's been very successful. Walton sends him down back to the mat with 15 seconds to go. Walton still with the advantage. 6 seconds left. Crucial restart to keep Monero down. Four seconds to go, down to 2. Walton does not allow the escape. Now it's his choice, and he chooses down. Can he overpower Monero and escape? He's up, and up 1. 6-5. Now he just has to play defense. "17 seconds left. Walton escaped in this 30-second period, but he really won the match in the last period, not allowing Monero up to his feet. And it's a 6-5 victory for the Bound Brook senior. It's an overtime win for the number 2 seed, advancing to tomorrow's championship round in 182. Kyle Leitner of Delaware Valley and Chad Watt on mat 4. Leitner in the blue singlet, already with a 2-0 lead, as Chad Watt from Woodstown is in the blue, white, and orange. Watt, the number 2 seed, a senior from Woodstown, while Kyle Leitner is a 12th grader from Delaware Valley, and 42-2. It's Leitner looking for the pin. Leitner has been in control from the jump, up to 5-0 after 3 more back points. Leitner closing in on a pin, earning more back points right along the circle. Watt trying to fight to his stomach, and he does. 3 more back points for an 8-0 start for Leitner. What a first period for Kyle Leitner of Delaware Valley. First period comes to a close. Leitner up 8-0.
Wrestleback round 4. Tom Anderson, Middletown North, wins in sudden victory number 1.
Kyle Leitner, down position.
Sudden victory number 1. Score 3-1.
Nearly gets out.
Daniel Search, Wawa wins by injury default over Shane.
Chad Watt, 44-0, and is trailing here 10-0 after allowing the reversal. Watt has one pin this tournament. And Kyle Leitner finishes off the match at 250, earning the pin and beating Chad Watt to advance to Sunday's championship match. More from Boardwalk Hall after this on News 12 Varsity.
The love, yeah, it's in our souls. The passion, it's in the cheers. And in that pivotal moment, we live and die with every pass, block, steal, and game-winning dunk. And we wouldn't want it any other way. Don't miss a minute. Download the News 12 Varsity app today.
Eric Kossian of Howell is in the blue singlet as we welcome you back to Atlantic City in Boardwalk Hall. Final 2 matches of 14 at 220 and then heavyweights at 285. Zach Del Vecchio of South Plainfield advancing by the ultimate tiebreak 2-1 to advance to the semifinals. Kossian, a 10-4 decision as he advances to the semifinal as the 3 seed. Del Vecchio, the 7 seed, and this is a rematch of a 220-pound wrestleback last year as Del Vecchio earned 7th place and Kossian lost and came in 8th in last year's tournament.
That was Michael Tulane's 100th career win. Kyle Leitner, Delaware Valley, wins by default over Chad Watt of Woodstown. Time of the ball, 2 minutes, 53 seconds.
No score with now 15 seconds to go. Final seconds off the clock. Choice for Del Vecchio. He'll begin on the bottom after a scoreless first period. Del Vecchio out, 1-0.
Wrestling on mat number 2, 285-pound wrestleback, Drew Flynn of Pompton Lakes, Dylan Diamora Montgomery. On deck mat 2, 113-pound wrestleback, Joe Mangio of Seneca, Enrique Sanchez of Queen of Peace. Now wrestling on mat number 1, 106-pound wrestleback, Hunter Gutierrez of Lacey, Nicholas Denora of Passaic Valley. On deck.
1:10 to go, second period. 1-0 lead for Del Vecchio. The 10th grader from South Plainfield earning the point for the escape. Just out of the grasp there of Cassian, who was looking for two. 49 seconds to go, second period. Final 20 seconds to go, second period. Final seconds of the second period of this 220-pound semifinal. Del Vecchio's escape, the only point so far. Now it's Cassian on the bottom to begin period 3. Cassian to his feet, but still wrapped up by Del Vecchio. Del Vecchio holding on to the leg. He escapes to tie it at 1. So 1:34 to go, third period. We're tied at 1. Both grapplers up to their feet, neutral position. And a match, obviously, in which we've only seen escapes for points. Del Vecchio still doesn't have control. Cassian flips out of it. 52 seconds to go. Still no signal. Still no leverage. And they're out. Del Vecchio went from in control to in trouble with one maneuver.
What's that? They probably cut it at 8 because they probably had it at 5 to 8.
20 seconds to go. Tied at 1. Final seconds off the third period clock. Blood time here for Del Vecchio. Or at least a look. Sudden victory. 220 semifinals. Tied at 1, each grappler with an escape. And now blood time is needed for Del Vecchio, officially. Didn't take very long for Del Vecchio to get patched up. First overtime period, sudden victory. Fifteen seconds left. And just on the verge of something, it's called back to the middle. Referee's decision to bring it back. 8 seconds to go. Del Vecchio had to get away from the spin of Cassian, who nearly came around to earn the takedown. Cassian has the choice. He chooses bottom position. 2 30-second periods. Three seconds to go. Running out of time. There's an escape. Cassian got it right before the end of that 30-second period to go up 2-1. First lead of the match. Short-lived. Tied at 2. 20 seconds to go. Cassian takes a shot. Del Vecchio trying to fight away from it. Two points with 2 seconds to go. Just 1 second left. Eric Cassian of Howell surrendered the lead and then gets it back. 4-2 the victory in overtime. And the 3 seed is moving on to the 220-pound final.
Friday? Semifinal.
Friday or Saturday? I thought he just said 3 days.
Don Bosco wins by decision.
Eric Chaconis, 285 against Eliezer Oliveri of Union City. Chaconis from Don Bosco, 37-1, the number 1 seed. Oliveri of Union City, the 5 seed. He is undefeated on the year at 39-0. Eric Chaconis, defending state champ, at 285. And he takes a 2-point lead with the takedown. Oliveri in the camouflage, and Chaconis of Don Bosco with Bosco across the chest. Oliveri is loose, cutting the deficit in half.
Number 6, 126-pound consolation.
20 seconds to go. First period. Chaconis leads 2-1. First period comes to a close. Chaconis with the choice. He chooses down. Chaconis escapes 3-1. 30 seconds gone by. Second period.
Continued results in the 220-pound weight class, wrestleback round 4. Will Orton, Hopewell Valley, wins by decision over Reedon Leka.
Chaconis up 3-1. Back to the middle with 48 seconds to go. Half minute to go, second period. Chaconis grabbing at the hands. Final seconds off the second period. Comes to a close. Oliveri, down position. Chaconis cuts him loose. So 3-2 in favor of Eric Chaconis. He earned a couple of pins in the first 2 rounds. It's amazing how dominant some or most of these top seeds are when you consider that these are the best 32 wrestlers at 285, and Chaconis in the first 2 rounds had 2 pins in the first period. .122 to go. Chaconis 3-2. Oliveri with a decision, followed by another in the second round, and then a pin in the second period to advance to this matchup with Chaconis. Chaconis, takedown, 2 more points. 5-2 lead, half minute to go. Third period. On his way to defend his title in 285. .11 seconds left. Five seconds to go. Chaconis playing defense, and he wins 5-3. Eric Chaconis, 285-pound champ from last year, will have the opportunity to defend his title on Championship Sunday. Well, that'll do it for our coverage of Mat 4 from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. 14 grapplers moving on to vie for a state championship. For our producer, Josh Drepsky, I'm David Resnick. Thanks so much for joining us on News 12 Varsity Game Time.
The love, yeah, it's in our souls. The passion, it's in the cheers. And in that pivotal moment, we live and die with every pass, block, steal, and game-winning dunk. And we wouldn't want it any other way. Don't miss a minute. Download the News 12 Varsity app today.